Hello and welcome back. And welcome back to me as well, because long hiatus. It has been quite a while since I was last live streaming anyway, and that's also just in case someone saw my announcement. I doubt it. Just in case someone saw the announcement, I am running late because, I actually forgot how to set things up and I forgot things. But it's good to be back. It was a long time coming. I actually, my hair doesn't want to do what I want today. It has been a long time coming, and I was looking for a new format for the podcast, because as I originally stated when I started the podcast back, let me actually check when was the first episode. Let's actually check together. Where is my screen share? Where is my Firefox? There we are. Okay. So for those who don't know it, this is my blog, where I normally post all the announcements for the podcast, and also have the show notes. So let's go back to the archives and let's go to episodes. And when was our first one? We did quite a few over the years. So the first episode that I did, season 1, episode 1, was on February 20, 2021, so almost 3 years ago. And when I started, what I set as a goal for me was to have something intriguing to talk about, and not try to be just another tech news show. But I think with the end of season 2, because this is season 1, I think, all those 4 episodes. Let's check. No, it was episode 5. Yeah, basically then I back in late 2021, after also a hiatus of a few months, of 4 or 5 months, I actually started doing a bit of a news show, and I did so until I think mid last year. Last episode should have been last year in July, I think. Yeah, July 1st last year. 31st. I just saw someone was writing in chat, but it was just a bot notification. so we don't mind that. Let me check quickly if audio and so on is good. I think I can actually put up my gain a bit. Yeah, that should be better. That should be much better. Okay. Getting things sorted again. And that's why I'm always doing the bit of pre-show of the podcast to basically get everything set up and ready and working. And yeah, so I just checked back audio on the stream as well. That is now good. Yeah, basically what I do is I take the stream recording that I get from Restream, because I'm streaming this to Twitch and YouTube at the same time, and yeah, therefore I get a Restream recording and I edit that down to the actual podcast. Let me switch back to the scene. Yeah. I should stop monitoring myself on the Twitch feed. This is irritating. Okay. So, yeah, basically in a few moments I will start the episode recording, because I don't want to talk too much about what's coming for the podcast and why the podcast is back. Sorry for that clap. Before starting the recording, because then I have to repeat myself, and repeating is never nice. So yeah. And so yeah. Let's see, how long are we on the air? Stream seems to be stable. That's nice. 12 minutes. So yeah, and also to all the people in the US, I hope you had great Thanksgiving. Since I'm living in Germany, we don't have that over here. It's yeah, it's recognized due to, of course, Black Friday, Cyber Monday as a period of time, but yeah, we don't celebrate anything. And but still, I hope everyone is having a great time despite everything going on in the world right now. And I hope you will enjoy what I have to talk about today. And then we will hopefully see us in the next upcoming live streams and episodes as well. Let me actually change the music. This is not really what I want to have. Since we are approaching Christmas, let's do some Stream Beats by Harris Heller, Christmas album. A nice and chill music. Over here it's also getting colder, and now winter feelings are actually starting to creep up, and I think this is a perfect match right now. But during the recording I will stop the music playback so that people listening to the audio only version have a clear audio source. Yeah. So as expected, I think no one got my notice, but I hope that will change in the future. Perhaps someone will jump onto the stream a bit later on. I will basically try to react to chat questions and comments during the podcast recording, and I cannot promise that I will always see everything. One also important personal note, since I was last streaming, in regards to general notifications, and you can still follow me on Twitter, but as you might see on my social card over here, it's not mentioning Twitter anymore. I have switched to Mastodon because I was using Twitter a bit like a feed aggregator, and especially used it a lot with the mobile and desktop apps, or more with the desktop app, Tweetbot for Mac. And after Twitter killed third-party app support, I just said, enough is enough. And I took the plunge to go to switch to Mastodon. I have some Twitter relays, so I don't totally miss out on everything that is going on in the universe of X, formerly Twitter. And yeah, basically, if you want to follow me and get notified about upcoming streams, which will, at least those podcast streams here, will happen monthly. So I will basically do a new stream probably at the end of each month. So this is the last Sunday of November 2023, and so the next one will be either on December 17th or the Sunday after that. I don't really know right now. There is a lot going on, which I will be going into during the podcast recording, which we will start in a moment. Yeah. So we're over 15 minutes into the stream, so that should have been enough time for people to jump on board. So let me actually get ready for this for the podcast. I am hitting the wrong buttons over here. Yeah, perfect. And let's turn off the music. Okay, and let's see if the countdown still works. Let me see if I did not mistype. Of course, I am not signed into Twitch over here. Mistakes were made today. Let's do it this way. Perfect. There we go. Did I? Where am I? Sorry, guys. This is just me screwing up. Okay. And let's put this up. So I have my notes. Perfect. And let's see.
3, 2, 1.
And welcome to my technology podcast. I am your host, Bastian Noffer, and this is season 4, episode number 1, recorded live on November 26, 2023. I hope everyone over in the US had a great Thanksgiving and everyone else had a great time in the past few days. For everyone watching or listening for the first time, this show is recorded as part of a live stream on Twitch and YouTube and might not be as polished as a pre recorded podcast, and it might contain reactions to the live chat. Yeah, I am actually glad to be back doing the podcast. A lot has happened. It was a long hiatus. I actually just realized that I started the second season in November of 22, so 2 years ago. Ended basically season 3 back in July of last year, and now in November, basically 2 years later, compared to start of season 2, I am actually back with season 4. So yeah, basically I have to clean up the YouTube archives a bit since I decided to call this season 4 now. I basically stopped counting seasons and so on when I did the podcast more like a news show, because it was a regular occurrence every 2 weeks. And yeah, due to things happening in my life last year, I decided to drop the news show and find and develop a new format for the podcast, which I definitely wanted to continue. But it is definitely hard to find your footing in the space. Let's say that, because of course there are a lot of podcast news shows in the tech realm. Best and greatest example, perhaps not greatest example, but one of the best examples for any podcast news show is, of course, Linus Tech Tips WAN show. And yeah, I don't think the tech space needs more of that. I hope my takes on various topics through those 7 or 8 months where I did the news show were valuable to some people, and I hope that that was a valuable contribution. But that's actually not what I wanted this podcast to be. And yeah, that's now leading us to this restart and another set of changes in my life that also basically prompted the idea for the new podcast format. Yeah, the reason being that starting basically in February of next year, so February 2024, I will be self-employed 100%. I'm working together with a colleague of mine, and we are going to be active in the mobile app development space, a area where I have been now primarily focused on in my professional career during the last 6 years. I first took over a mobile app development team as a team lead and project manager back in October of 2017, which I led until it got dismantled back in November of 2020 due to external factors. So that it did not have anything to do with me. Actually, in the contrary. And it was a sad situation to see that team break up or be broken up, basically. And from there on, it was a bit tumultuous. The last 3 years, I was switching companies and did not really find my footing, and things did not always work out than how I actually hoped they would be working out. And it was definitely an interesting time. I learned a lot, and I think all the things that I learned in the past 14 years since I graduated from university, I can really say somewhat led me to the point where I am now in my career. And basically starting a business, going fully self-employed during these economically challenging times we live in right now, where you have banks struggling, you have high inflation, you have reduced demand due to the constraints on the money supply for households. And this basically is going through the whole economic system like a chain of dominoes. Not not to be confused with a pizza chain, but really with a small domino stones that you that you can put in a line and basically have them fall and collapse. Just to be clear. And it's really interesting to see where the next few years economically will lead us. But despite that, we decided to take the plunge into our own business, taking basically on the challenge. And it will be very very difficult, definitely. But throughout the past few years, I think I developed a pretty good network of people. A lot of people that I have worked with in the past few years have also moved on from the places we worked on together. And therefore, basically, the network is just spreading out year by year. And you always find out, or I always find out, that I have now connections to companies that I was basically not thinking about actually ever having a connection to. And now I have former colleagues working on in those places. So it's really interesting to see while you go through your career and actually see how your network, your professional network, is developing. And it's so important to let people you worked with know what you're doing, especially when you're going self-employed. because you don't know what can come out of that. Because, um, for example, let's say in our case, we go self-employed, and we let our networks know, and someone sees that, hey, those guys are going in the mobile app business. Um, and yeah, we are actually looking for someone. So hey, let's hit those guys up. Perhaps they can help us, and we can help them, basically getting a good start. And it's in business. It's a lot of um, yeah, mutual benefits. It is um, business is not a one-sided relationship. It's always two sides to the party, and ideally, both sides should benefit equally from a deal. Perhaps this benefit doesn't implement right away for both parties, but it can take a while. But as long as the benefit for both parties is happening, it's a fair deal. And of course, there are players in our world who do not really work in that particular manner, or basically try to screw you over. But at least in in my opinion, I don't want to be one of those people. So I might be a bit old school, but I tend to, uh, yeah, I tend to use a bit of gentlemen's agreements and handshakes as a baseline. But I also learned my lessons over the years, so this is not my first time going into full self-employment. And um, despite basically having this tendency to trust people when you negotiate a deal, um, I never would basically have a deal just uh, in word only, but I would always make sure that it is, uh, yeah, written out on paper, and both sides sign it, so there is a mutual understanding. And if there are issues down the road, you can basically always harken back to that and say, hey, that's exactly what we agreed upon. If that's not fine for you, either we have to change the agreement, or you have to live with your decision. And of course, as long as our party fulfilled basically the parts that we were responsible for as part of the agreement. But till now, I basically, I think, as you can say, I uphold it on my sides of agreement. And yeah, therefore, I tend to continue that down the line. And yeah, for this podcast, actually, that what I'm doing right now, talking about the business, and what hurdles we're coming across, and how it is to run and operate and build a business in these economically challenging times, is actually what I want this podcast to be about. It I probably will not go into a lot of stuff happening in the tech scene like I did it in the past. although if I might do it if it is relevant for what's happening in our business. And yeah, so the lengths and format and topics of this podcast will vary quite a bit. The podcast will now be happening only once a month because stuff actually needs to happen before I can actually talk about it. And I also have to make sure that I only talk about stuff that I actually can talk about publicly. And I think due to the times we live in today, I think there will be a lot of stuff to talk about. In the At the moment, we are basically in somewhat of a ramp up phase for the business. I'm currently still employed for my current employer, and or soon to be previous employer, and I'm glad to say that are uh, we are basically uh, I'm basically leaving there, well, basically under mutual man. I can't talk about it today. Basically, I'm leaving with a mutual understanding, and there is even the prospect that we might be continuing working together, which I'm actually looking forward to, because I actually like working with a team that I'm actually working with right now. But yeah, we have to see how things play out. For them, the next year will be also quite challenging. So I can only say I wish everyone who is basically uh, self-employed in the small and medium business sector at the moment uh, all the luck and success for the next year, and it will be definitely interesting and challenging for all of us. And yeah, just thinking about what I actually missed that I wanted to talk about today. So that's that. Yeah, and as I said earlier, you can actually find us online with the company. Um, of course, our company or my company, BNO Technology Solutions, is also basically sponsoring this podcast, which is not really sponsoring at the moment because there is no money changing hands because it's basically myself. Nevertheless, you can find us on the web on BNO Net. No, that's my blog. I'm screwing things up already again. Yeah, first time doing a podcast again. Surprise, surprise. Things are not working as fluently as they have been. Um, and there it is. So, yeah, you can find us on BNOTech.com. The site is available in German and English because we are located in Germany. And I'm actually showing the page now on stream right now, on screen right now. For those on the audio format, you can check the website yourself. I will make sure to link it in the show notes as well. So yeah, it's easy to find. Yeah, and as you can see here, basically our core services that we provide is app development. Oh, let me actually switch to the English version because we are doing an English podcast. My bad. So we are doing app development, planning, and we are working on doing extended reality development as well, because this will be the next, in my opinion. And if you followed the previous episodes that I did, I am also a heavy VR AR enthusiast, and with the developments from Meta with the MetaQuest 3 and Apple's upcoming Vision Pro headset, I think this space will evolve a lot in the next few years. So it would be dumb to basically leave this topic on the wayside, especially if you're already doing mobile development. Especially for the Vision Pro, you can make your apps available that you designed for iPad to actually run on the Vision Pro headset. Yeah. Just checking something. Okay, no. Yeah, and yeah, of course, another topic that we will have in the portfolio is also Internet of Things, because you can interact with certain hardware platforms with mobile or with extended reality applications, of course, and incorporating solutions like that into products or system environments will be also a topic that we will be working on. And of course, I like to work in an agile environment, and I think that agile app development is delivering the best results for the client in the end. We of course will do some agile coaching as part of our business, because still a lot of businesses, especially in the small and medium business sector, are not really following those practices or don't really know about them, especially if they are not doing a lot of things with software. And I think guiding the customer into that particular workflow is a mutual beneficial thing. In addition, we are of course doing consulting, because as I also learned just this summer, in Germany, as a small and medium business right now, you can get quite a few incentives to also develop your own software applications or software solutions, including mobile apps, with where you can get basically state funding for your digitalization strategy. And of course, we want to enable this depending on what your needs are. Of course, we are able to discuss whole solutions with you. And yeah, so it's pretty comprehensive. And then down here, you see some of our clients, some of our partners. Yeah, and that's basically it in regards to what we are up to. And one client that you just saw, we actually released their app very recently. It was I think 2 weeks ago, where we released the app for ABC Dienstleistung. They are a regional company that is doing a lot of stuff with construction and landscaping and stuff like that. They're offering services in that area, and together with the designer that is a former colleague of mine, we actually developed an app for them. And I think the solution came out very well. It is a low-cost project, and this actually shows that app development is not only something that is for medium or large size companies, or can also be done for smaller businesses and even small businesses, and even those can harness the advantages of having an app on the Play Store or on the App Store. And yeah, so man, I'm not really back in the flow of the format. So, but that's more or less it. That what I wanted to talk about during this episode. And yeah, one change in regards to where you can reach me, where social networks, is I am no longer actively posting on Twitter, or now called X. I already alluded to that during the pre-show, that I switched to Mastodon last year, and if you want to get notified for the latest news in regards to what is happening with this podcast, or if I'm going to do additional live streams, which is not very likely, because I'm also going to move in the near future, where there will be also a lot of and I'm involved in a lot of remodeling work that has to happen for that. And I hope that I will be able to do the podcast again in end of next month on Sundays, because I want to at least keep the the day of the week each month pretty similar, so it's at the end of the month. And yeah, but we have to see how things flow. Of course, making progress and keeping timelines is a bit more important right now than doing this podcast. So it might be getting a bit erratic in the next few months. I will try to keep it every at the interval of every month, at the end of each month. But let's see how it goes. I'm very interested in seeing how that goes, and of course, I have to set up, if I want to do additional streams in the future. I have to set up my space for that again, and that might take a while. So if you want to follow along, you can still follow me on Twitter, or X as it's called now, at twitter.com/BNOFfer. If you want to jump on the Mastodon bandwagon, where I am now primarily posting, and I will not be reacting on Twitter most likely, because I am now on Mastodon, and I have a service basically cross-posting my content from Mastodon over to Twitter. And yeah, so if you want to really interact with me, follow me best on Mastodon under techhub.social/@BNOFfer. And of course, everything else has not changed. So YouTube channel, LinkedIn, Discord, and so on is still all valid. You can also find me on LinkedIn at linkedin.com/BNOFfer. You can connect professionally there, which of course would be nice. I always like connecting with people and having great discussions and sharing stuff on LinkedIn and the professional capacity. I am on Facebook and Instagram and so on, but I am not very active over there. So the likelihood that I will interact with you on Mastodon or on LinkedIn, and of course the Discord server, is the highest. And yeah, that's basically it. I hope you found this episode intriguing and you will stick around for the future ones. It was a bit rough, I have to say, because I have to get back into things. But yeah, let me go do the outro and we will see each other next time. So, and this is it for today. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. We will be back with episode number 2 in late December. The podcast version of our show is always made available the next day after the live stream at 8 p.m. CET via our syndication partner Spreaker. In case the long form content does not suit you, there are releases of episode segments on YouTube, so you can pick and choose the topics you would like to listen to. Okay, for this episode, there will not be a short version because this is one topic. So perhaps for a future episode, there will be short episodes again. For the show notes and written content, check out my blog at bnonet.com. And if you want to keep in touch, follow me on Mastodon at techhub.social/@bnoffer or join my Discord. And of course, feel free to join the live stream every month, probably at the last Sunday at currently 8 p.m. CT, either on YouTube or Twitch. And if you want to support this show, consider following on Twitch as well as subscribing and liking on YouTube. This will help us get traction on the algorithms. Thank you everyone so much for watching and listening, and have a great evening everyone. So that's it for the podcast portion. I hope you enjoyed, and it was rough. I am very sorry about that. But yeah, every start back up is rough. But I hope that it will be continuing to improve in the future again. And I will hopefully be able to keep up the schedule despite getting self-employed and moving. And yeah, as you can see, end of the year or start early next year will be quite busy for me. So, but I'm looking forward to what's coming up and sharing my thoughts and with you in the upcoming episodes. I'm really thinking about editing the final version for the audio upload a bit, because it was rough. But yeah, let's see. I hope you enjoyed, and if you want to also be able to follow along with the audio version, depending if you will be able to follow the video version or want to watch the video version, it will be available via Spreaker and syndicated to basically all the podcast platforms. So not Shopify, Spotify, Apple Music, and whatever is out there. I can't even remember all the platforms that we are syndicating to. And yeah, so the audio version will be out tomorrow, and basically also 8 p.m. And yeah, if you want to be in touch, feel free to follow along on the Discord or on Mastodon. So yeah, we are now almost streaming an hour. That's actually the time frame that I set for myself, and not exactly, but we're close. So yeah, then I would say that's it for today. Thank you very much for watching and listening, everyone, and have a great evening. Hopefully see you in late December again with an update on how things are going, lessons learned, and hopefully not with such a rough start like today. So take care and enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Bye bye, everyone.